come in here a little closer. I need to tell y'all something. I am trying to pass a law through Congress in every state in the Union. Taco Tuesdays is not meant for supper. It's meant for breakfast tacos any day of the week. And folks, I got you covered with some chorizo, some bacon, the fluffiest eggs you're ever going to see. Oh my gosh, call your senator and your congressman. You know, on a ranch, there's not many options that you have for breakfast when you're in 6 weeks or something like that. I mean, biscuits, eggs, bacon, sausage, pancakes, breakfast burritos. But let's change it up. I'm talking about a breakfast taco, and they're so easy to make, and you can put nearly anything in you want.
Do you have a preference, burrito versus taco?
You know, there's a lot of similarities between a breakfast taco and a breakfast burrito. You load them both in the chute and you have a race down the track. It's going to be neck and neck all the way. I think a man could have one of both and be the happiest man in the world. I really do. When you're talking about a breakfast taco, and there's many different meats you could combine, but to keep it sort of traditional too in a way, we're going to use bacon and chorizo. Now you could use sausage and chorizo, or just bacon and sausage, or just bacon by itself, but I want you to take 6 slices and we're just going to cut these up in bite-sized pieces. Mage, I tell you what, you've been really good help, and we're going to start early. Hey, up here, sit, stand still, wag your tail. You're so smart. You do such a good job, you do. Got that Yeti skillet over there on about medium-high heat. We're going to throw this bacon in there and cook it till it gets about right before crispy. Well, got that bacon all done. We removed it from that skillet and put it in a bowl. Be sure you save that bacon grease because we're going to need it later. Next comes chorizo. Now there is pork chorizo, there is beef chorizo.
There's Basque chorizo, which is the best.
And that's coming from Shan. But if you have some that you've bought and it's got the casing on it, remove the casing. You can see this doesn't have it. If you want to go and really impress me, you go back and you look at our homemade chorizo video and you do it that way. So these do have a little plastic wrapper on them, as you can see right here. And I guarantee you folks, them won't be good to eat. So we need to take them off.
Do you have a favorite chorizo?
I really liked what we made in that video. I think this brand is better than that big long tube that you buy, because when you get to looking at it, so many viewers had told me when they had seen that, and we used that the very first time we ever did something with chorizo. You read on that label, it's really mostly organ meat from hogs. Buy the good stuff or go back and watch that video and make your own. And if you're in Basque country, as Shan says, just go get some of theirs because she claims it is the best. Better than your husband's.
I'll stay quiet on that one.
Okay. Well, we got that chopped up, but we're going to chop it up some more as we're frying it over. Burner's still on medium-high heat. We're going to cook it till it gets browned throughout. Well, finished browning up that chorizo we did, and then we mixed that bacon that we'd cooked earlier back with it. Be sure that you save that bacon grease. Put it over here in a little old bowl. We're going to use it in a minute. Keep that warm, but let's talk about tortillas, okay? Because I really want to urge you, do not buy the crispy taco shells that's already formed, okay? Because when you bite into them things, a lot of times they're so crumbly, everything falls out on the floor, don't it, Mage? You like them because you get to pick up them scraps. Now, you can use corn, you can use flour. If you want to really impress me or Shan, go back and watch the video that we did on Shan's homemade tortillas, because they are out of this world. So today I'm going to use corn tortillas, I am. And remember, we saved that bacon grease. I want you to get that skillet over there, get it preheating, pour a little bacon grease in there, and when you put them corn tortillas in there, Put them in there on that bacon grease, then flip them right back over because I want to make sure that both sides have got some of that grease on them. We're just going to warm them throughout to where they'll bend and they're pretty flexible. Be sure you don't overcook these because I want them pliable and I don't want them crispy. I want them where they'll bend, but make sure you've got something to keep them warm in. I'm going to use a Dutch oven. You can put these back in a piece of tin foil, or you can put them in a cup towel and keep them warm, or you can put them in an oven that's just on a low temp while you're cooking if you're cooking a bunch of them for guests. But folks, I'm about to give you the biggest tip you've ever seen on anything to do with eggs. How to get the fluffiest eggs ever when you're making scrambled eggs. First, if you've got some fresh eggs, I think they're better than anything. And these are cage-free brown eggs. For some reason, I really just like a brown egg better, and we're going to use 8 of them. If anybody knows exactly what we call these in videos, be sure and leave me a comment down there below. And I really think the biggest tip when people are making scrambled eggs is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I like to lost count, is they just take a spoon or something to mix them up with. That is not happening. I don't care wherever we're at, if I'm making Shan a scrambled egg, one of the most valuable tools you can have is a whisk, number 1. And let me just beat these up here just a tad. I think the thing that makes eggs really rich when you cook them is 2 things. One is mayonnaise. What? I heard people in the forest saying, you put mayonnaise in eggs. I have put mayonnaise in eggs really to make them richer and fluffier too, but also to make them go further if I was in a bind on a ranch thinking I didn't have enough. We're going to put about that much cream, heavy whipping cream. So we're going to use 1, 2 tablespoons, just like that. Now then, we're going to mix it really, really well. And you'll see some of them clumps of mayonnaise when you're doing this, and you'll think this ain't never going to work. Folks, have faith in me. I've never steered you down the wrong path yet. I will tell you one thing. One of the biggest things you can do with this to make them the best is you got to whip them till they nearly get sort of frothy. We're not making egg whites. That would be pretty hard to do with this, but a whisk is your valuable tool. If you've got one of them cordless drills and you remember seeing me with that whisk, you can do it that way. But we got to get them frothed up, so I'm going back to work. Put about 2 tablespoons of butter in there. I did. Got this on low heat. No more than that. Make sure you got it on low. When that butter gets melted, remember them eggs that we whipped all up? We're just going to dump them right in there. Make sure you get all the goodness in there because there could be some leftover cream or there could be some leftover mayonnaise in there. Now, you use salt and pepper, whatever you want to use. I like to put a little bit of our original on these eggs. Don't take much. And I know by habit you're thinking to yourself, we need to stir them. We need to go ahead and mix them up. Folks, we whipped the snot out of them, we did, so we ain't gonna really mess with them, just none just yet, till we begin to see it cook right around the edges. Then we'll gently fold. This rubber spatula is your best friend when you're doing this, just like that whisk was when we were scrambling them up. You see a little beginning to set right here on the edges, right here a little. So just take it gingerly and fold it in. Don't be turning the heat up, thinking that you're gonna cook these in a hurry. If you want to keep eggs light and fluffy, it's not a rush job. It's a take your time, do it with perfection. Just keep stirring around that edge, and I want Shan to zoom in here. I'm going to show you something already. When you pull around here, see how the eggs are starting to cook right there? That's what we're after. Just keep moving them around a little. Shan, could you get me a rock?
A rock?
Yeah, we're going to need it to put on these eggs. They're so light and fluffy, they're going to float off. Now, I want you to come back in here, Shan, so they can see this. You can see how we're pulling up from the bottom again now and folding. We're beginning to get some action.
So the tip here is like to fold. You don't want to like...
We're not trying to beat all these things up here. We can chop them up if we need to, but no, I want these eggs to come out like big old curds in a way, like you was making cheese. You know, I can remember doing this down the bottom of the Paladura Canyon one time, making a bunch of scrambled eggs, and I was going to keep them warm, and I got busy, so I set them over there on the chuck box lid. I went to making me some gravy. Time I got the gravy made, them eggs had nearly froze in that skillet, so we had to do a lot of reheating, but hey, we got them warmed back up. When I did these, I put them back in a baggie, put them in hot water. I think they call that sous vide. I call it warm it up in a hurry. Be sure when you get to this point to where everything's beginning to fold pretty good, that you put a little pressure on that spatula and get to the bottom, and that way if anything's stuck there a little, it's gonna peel up just fine. There's 3 things in the world that really bother me when they get burnt and they taste bad. That is a burnt bean, a burnt egg, and burnt biscuits. I'm getting hungry, I am, and it is a done deal. We just got to put them together. So let me get the meat over here, and we'll set it right here. Oh, that's sort of hot, Mage. Ain't gonna take long to look at neither one of them. Now, I'm thinking if y'all just go ahead and turn the camera off, Shan, I'll just eat by myself. So we're gonna take us one of these corn tortillas. Now, I want you to put a little cheese right in the bottom. That's why I say you got to keep these things warm. Next, we're going to have some egg, and I'd say about 1 more of them.
You know, my problem with tacos is I always overfill them.
Well,
Then I can't close them.
we're going to add us a little bit of this chorizo. It's got that bacon and stuff in there. We can't leave out Wisconsin's favorite food as well as Duke. A little bit of this cheddar right on top. Some queso fresco that we've crumbled up. Well, there it is, a breakfast taco. This is like Taco Tuesday every day of the week. And folks, when you get these made, you can top it with your favorite salsa. What are you gonna do? Put a little sour cream on there, add you some avocado. I love to use our chutney because it goes so well with breakfast. And speaking...
I like to, though, your rock.
You gotta have a taco rock. If you're in the business of making tacos, you gotta have a taco rock. Made you had a bite a while ago, so I'm gonna get this one.
It's a lot of goodness in there.
We're gonna go right over here, Mage, and we're gonna skip the rope. Woo. I'm gonna tell you right now, and Shan said it earlier, when you can use a corn tortilla, this brings back to me an authentic flavor. But that chorizo really sort of hits a home run in there. I get me a bite of that bacon. But them eggs is fluffy. We had 4 of these here at one time. One of them floated off into the atmosphere, so I know they're good. Breakfast tacos, best way to start your day it is. And hey, so delicious they are. But it is with pride, honor, and privilege that I tip my hat to all our servicemen and women and all the veterans who have kept that old flag flying above camp. We commend you all. The rest of you, get on up in here. It may be Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday, but I'm ready for a taco and a big hug. God bless you each and every one, and I'll see you down the Breakfast Taco Trail. I am trying to incorporate me what you would call one of them fancy taco stands. Now you could do this with rock, pine cone. These are called taco rocks. I found 2, they got the perfect angle. Hold your tacos together for presentation like at the fancy restaurants. Eggs for everybody. Duker. Oh my gosh. Lulu. Mage, I got you some, buddy. Oh, everybody got some eggs.
Is it good?